Hi everyone, so in this tutorial we're going to cover two things. Number one is, can artificial intelligence give your business a competitive advantage? And number two, when, where and how you should start thinking about it and how you should prepare for it. And I'm going to cover 3 steps that you should follow today if you want to take advantage of artificial intelligence. And if you like our channel, please do hit the subscribe button. So let's get started. So I met with Jessica. She is the founder CEO of a Bikini subscription company. And we're going to use her as an example because this video came out of my discussions with her. So to give you a quick idea of what the company does is a Bikini of the Month club. So you sign up and you get every month you get like a box with a Bikini of the Month club. It's pretty simple. So her audience ranges from 25 to 35, 20 to 35-year-old women. The customer lifetime value is about 5 to 6 months. So after that, either they pause or then they take like maybe 6 months break and then they join in again. Her customer acquisition cost, the one she gets from Facebook ads, Instagram, things like that, ends up being around $25. And her monthly subscription cost is $15. So let's say if she wants to use artificial intelligence to gain competitive advantage, how should she start thinking about it? And you can use the principles that I talk about in this example for your company as well. But let's look at first thing. So what are the 3 things that artificial intelligence actually need for you to gain the competitive advantage? So number 1 is the sophisticated algorithms. Number 2 is the computational power to run those algorithms. And number 3 is the data. So sophisticated algorithms, there are a lot of them. They are open source, they're available, so anybody can go have access to it. So that doesn't really give you a competitive advantage. Number 2, computational power, everybody has access to those as well. So you can go buy computers, NVIDIA GPUs, and you can use that to run and process your models on your data much faster. But the way you get your competitive advantage, or Jessica gets her competitive advantage, is the data, right? So because the data is very unique to her business. So let's deep down, like what does it even mean by data? So I categorize data into 2 types. So one is the data that you have collected on your customer. And the second set of data is the third-party data. So the data you have collected on your customers kind of falls into 4 categories. Your profile, purchase transaction history, engagement, and miscellaneous. So let's say even if you're running a Shopify e-commerce store, you're collecting your customer's name, email, location, age, gender, their interests. You have access to the purchase and transaction history. You know how much money the total they spend, what is the spend interval, are they more susceptible to upsell or cross-sell techniques. You're looking at their engagement on social media. You're sending them email marketing campaigns. Are they clicking on the email marketing campaigns when you're giving them upsell or cross-sell, or discounts, things like that. And also, what is the personality? Do they pay on time? Do they complain a lot? Do they send a lot of customer service emails? So this is the data that you as a company has collected, right? I hope you have been collecting it. And the third-party data could be coming from other different sources, so from sports magazines, weather.com, what the political affiliation of a particular person could be, so politics.com, things like that. So let's look at the third-party data a little bit more detail. So third-party data could be sports and team affiliation. So if you know which one of your customer is associated with which particular team and what are the colors of those team, when you're launching a new bikini set, or if their team makes to playoffs, you can actually give them that particular color bikini for certain discounts, or give this bikini to a friend of the same color, what their friends' team colors are. So you can use that type of information, right? Number 2 could be LinkedIn. So if a person is living in New York and all of a sudden they got a new job in, let's say, Miami. So Miami has much more warmer weather than New York. So the frequency at which this person would buy bikinis will be a lot higher. So if you know if this particular behavior has changed, you can actually give them a special discount and you will know which customer to send this discounts to, right? Relationships. So if you know if somebody just recently became single or separated, got divorced, they're probably now they're going to be going out on dates. So there will be more active lifestyle. So if they are going out to parties, they're traveling, things like that. So they might be more interested in buying new and different set of bikinis, right? So this just varies for her example, but you can think about it. How does it affect your particular type of business? And you can also look into, political party affiliations, a new bill or legislation. So for example, you can see if a new bill is being passed that actually gives benefits to sustainable products or sustainable clothing manufacturing companies, right? So, and if your particular customer or particular set of customers support sustainable clothing, support are environmental friendly, then when this legislation passes, you can kind of link your marketing campaigns with that and send that information to those particular customers on a new set of bikini that is made from sustainable materials, right? So there are multiple third-party information. This is like very basic ones, but you can deep dive into a lot more. So now when you combine information you have on your customer plus the third-party data, that is where the magic happens, because your data is unique to you. So that's the reason why you should start collecting as much information as you can about your customers. So the question ends up being, okay, when and where should I start? Like, how should I even start thinking about these things? So you should have started yesterday, to be honest. So I call this as step 0, and these are like the 3 things that you should think about. So number 1 is set up your database and information correctly, so it is easy to retrieve and access. Because studies have shown that data scientists spend 60 to 70% of their time just cleaning data. Just your data you're collecting from MailChimp, from Shopify, from your email campaigns, all this data is not clean. You would not know how to connect them together to actually get answers to the business problems. Number 2, create a list of all the data that you want to collect from your customers. And third is identify which business problems you have and you want to resolve. So let's look at a little bit more detail into that. So number 1 is, set up your database and information correctly to get your competitive advantage. So simple example I give you, let's say if I am a purchaser from your e-commerce store, and there you're storing my first name and last name separately. So you're storing my first name as Vishal, last name as Kalla in 2 different columns. But when you have entered me in your email list, you have put my name together as Vishal Kalla. So when you're your data scientist or you want to use AI to retrieve information about me, to the AI or your algorithm, these are 2 different people. So your data scientist will have to clean up the data so my name is exactly structured in exact same way so you can match, and they know like, okay, Vishal Kalla is one person, not Vishal space Kalla is a person number 1 or Vishal Kalla together is person number 2. So that's the reason why I was saying that you have to think about how are you going to store your data, which are the basic structures, so its data from beginning is very, very clean. And this graph tells you, what type of data you want to collect your employees or your customers, customer number, customer name, their address, state. So you want to have particular columns where all this data is stored and is clean, and you follow the same order everywhere else, or if you're storing your data in multiple locations, right? So usually people have multiple databases they might be storing their information in. So make sure all the data and information is stored correctly and you follow the same nomenclature. So what kind of data you should start collecting? As we talked about before, this is the basic information that you should start collecting. The categories on profile, the name, email, location, purchase history, engagement, LTV, and so forth. So what kind of business questions can AI and data science actually answer? So I'm going to give you a glimpse of like 4 questions, and then I'm going to do another video that actually deep dives into these questions. So for example, you want to understand of the old set of customers, which type of customers will convert on a 10% discount versus a free shipping for first 3 months, right? So if you know that this set of customer, let's say customer segment A, is more likely to respond to 10% discount, and this customer segment B will respond positive to a free shipping, then you can send them a different marketing campaigns to those customers to get the maximum result. Yeah, so you can answer these questions. You can also look into your data and say which color bikinis General X women will buy. So especially when you're launching your, for Jessica, she's launching her bikini brand. She doesn't want to carry 15, 20 different colors because that is a huge SKU item. That's a lot of inventory. So if you know like this set of Gen X women is my customers, and most likely they're going to respond to red, green, or yellow, purple, whatever the color is, then you know that I don't need to order this much inventory of different colors or have multiple colors. Let me just focus on these top 3 colors, and it will save you a lot of time. And that kind of triggers to the next question, which is how much inventory should I buy for holidays? So if something is happening and this is your audience, they respond to free shipping for holidays, and this is the color they like, then you know which type of inventory and which variety you need to buy. And also customer location, and how customers at different locations respond to different marketing campaigns. So hi, this is Vishal Kalla, and if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to answer. So thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.